Doodlebud here. Today I'm going to list off some of my most disappointing inks, ones I've bought and I wouldn't buy them again. Let's just go straight for the jugular and start off with the Iroshizuku Kon-Peki. No doubt this video will rustle a few feathers, so if I happen to list an ink that is your favorite and I don't care for it, it's okay. It's just water with a little bit of stuff in it. No need to be offended. So this is the first one. I have used the bottle quite a bit. Some folks told me you have to use a lot of it to learn to appreciate it. And I've used a lot of it and I still don't appreciate it. So I don't know. It's not terrible. It's a nice blue, but I have way nicer blues than this. I guess I'll do a little writing sample. We'll have a list of all the inks I don't like. But I don't think it's that spectacular. I think it's way overhyped. It works well. It looks okay, but I have way better blues. Let me dip it and show you. So here's a look at it. Now it's not offensive or anything at all, but I find it's just a little flat. It comes out looking really, really good. And then when it dries, I find it's just a little bit boring. There are better options out there. What I have in this pen, the 5040 Titan, is Hongdian Sky Blue. Let me show you. I don't have the patience to let that dry because I have lots of inks to go through, so we'll come back to that. And this is another one, sort of like the Kon-Peki. It comes out of the bottle looking beautiful. And you just go, oh, that's a lovely ink. And then you wait a moment for it to dry, and you try to get it out of the box. I forgot you're just supposed to pull the thing. And here we have it, Mont Blanc Royal Blue. I absolutely love their bottles. And they're not outrageously expensive, especially compared to what they ask for their pens. But I'll show you again. I'll get you close up so you can see it looks so good when it's coming out of a pen. And then you wait for it to dry and you just go, that sucks. Since I'm doing a dip pen, everything is actually looking a little bit better. But the royal blue comes out nice and just out of focus, as we can see. There we go. So there's the Mont Blanc. And again, it's looking better because it's coming out of a dip pen right now. But this is faded quite a bit from when it was first coming out. But the worst thing is the longer you leave it, the worse it gets. I used this as a daily ink for some time when I first got it. And everything just seems to fade more and more and more over time. And it just, I don't know. It's looking better right now on the camera, but I promise you, it fades quite a bit, and it just gets worse over time. Here's the Hongdian. Surprisingly, I don't know what's going on other than my terrible focus. It's still, I think, a little bit, yeah, it's still a little bit wet. But that's okay, because it's coming out of this pen extra mega wet right now. But you get better shading out of this one, and I just find a little bit more action. This seems super saturated right now tonight. But just a little bit better of a shading. I find it really stands out on the page. I like the Hongdian over the Iroshizuku. Next up is essentially a whole category of colors, which is red. I don't know what it is, but honestly, other than one or two that I've tried, and I've tried a bunch, I can't find any reds I like. This Waterman is terrible. This Royal Red from Robert Oster, no good. The Hongdian Red, super sad. It's orange, it's not red. So far, Diamine Writer's Blood, which is very dark. I can't find my bottle right now. I think it's in storage. I enjoy that one, but Kaweco Ruby Red. This is my very first red. I really like it. Since then, I've been trying to find one I like more, and I haven't found one I like more. So I'll do these ones really quick, then I'll show you the good one. So these are the sad reds. They're not very good. That's very orange. That's almost pink popsicle. And I don't know what this one is. Let me show you the ruby red, but also let me show you how well these bottles seal. I am not acting right now, but oh my God. There we go. And let me show you the deal there. So you got this little gasket on the inside. It seals, but it really seals. So it's not the perfect red, but I quite like it. It's got a little bit of shading going on. I like the overall color a lot more of the red I'm looking for, not the perfect red that I'm looking for. But compared to these ones, these just look terrible. Since I have it right here, we'll do another Robert Oster ink. Most of the time, I enjoy all their inks, but not this one. Graphite. The problem with this one is it seems too green or something. I don't know, the undertones just are not what I'm looking for. And as you can see, I've tried it a few times, but I really haven't gotten back to this bottle. And that's probably all I'll use of it. It takes a minute for it to show up after it dries, and it's tough to show you on the camera, but it gets this little bit of a gray-green tone, and it's just not something I'm looking for. I was hoping it'd be a bit of a different color, more of a like a carbon style black. I don't mind the overall color, but it's just that green sort of undertone that's in there. Not a fan of it. I did the reds, now it's on to the oranges, and again, I find as a color, there really hasn't been anything I liked. This is the old Noodler's Apache Sunset. I think it's Southwest Sunset now. Tons of shading, so that's why I got it, because it's like amazing shading, and it does have a lot of shading. But whenever it stains your finger, it looks like you've been a hardcore smoker for decades. But also, just as a regular usage, don't really care for the color. And yeah, I don't know. Yes, it has shading, so do other inks. Ancient Copper, it's sort of neat, I guess. It's a very unique color onto its own. But again, to use it on any type of regular basis or even irregular basis, just haven't been a fan. Fire Opal. I got this because I wanted this for my Visconti Homo sapien Bronze Age. I thought this would be a nice mix. I don't even know if I want to sample this one for it, but this stuff is probably one of the crustiest inks I own. It just, there it is. It's just coming off right onto my hand. No matter what you do, there's always a ring of, there it is. Just this crust ring all the time, like some dried up puddle that had a bunch of rust in it or something. And this is kind of what it does to your pen. I find all the pens will dry up and crust up with this ink. Just opening the bottle, that's what happens. And then this one here, this is my very first orange. Another Iroshizuku, the Yuyaki. And I don't know, it just really didn't do it for me. So I bought other ones, like the ones you see in the back there, to see if those would. Again, gorgeous bottles. This looks delicious, but it doesn't look so great on the page. One more time, just to show you the full effect of the amazing crust ring on this Fire Opal. And it's all over the desk and the page just from opening it. I will say orange is just going to have a little bit of a tough time. You got white page here, and then the orange isn't overly a dark saturated color. So trying to make it pop and look great, I find is a little bit tricky. This stuff is still drying. When it comes out mega wet, it's sort of an orangey red almost. But same thing once it's back to regular flow. It's very similar to the Noodler's style, just a little bit of a different tone. Ancient Copper. Now, actually, I don't mind it too much, but I find the name strange because copper oxidizes when it gets old. So Ancient Copper is like that bright minty green almost. And there's the Fire Opal again. I want to like it, but it's so crusty, I just can't. There's one ink over here in the back, surely to upset many. And that is my Diamine Sherwood Green. Now, I recently claimed to have found my favorite green ink, which is my Mont Blanc Irish Green. I still do love that one. This is one of the contenders, Sherwood Green. I've heard great things about it. I got it. I've used it a couple times, but it just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. Let me try it again here. Maybe I'll have a change of heart in the middle of a video. Let me put the Mont Blanc Irish Green down below to compare. They almost seem like the opposite green to me. So the Irish Green is brighter, but the shading's darker. But here, the main color is darker and the shading is a little bit brighter, if that sort of makes sense. And again, I don't know how lighting is going to show you this, but yeah, this just pops out in the page, a little more, I don't know, vibrant, a little more happy. It's an okay color, but I just find it a bit dull and flat and just doesn't speak to me. I've saved the worst offender to last, and it's again a huge category, and that's the super sheener inks. When I first got into the hobby, sheen was really cool because you don't get that with ballpoint pens. And then you have to get some cool sheening inks. I actually did a video all about sheening inks. I tested a whole bunch of them. And then you got to get these, the Sheen Machine inks. Oh my God, so much sheen. But I tell you, they're just not worth it. Let me try to open this bottle. I hate it every single time. I did myself a favor and really rinsed it. Oh, okay, yes. How smart of me to do that. Because normally it is an insane effort. Let's try this one in the back. I don't know if I cleaned this bottle off. You have to keep your sheening ink bottles mega clean. Clean the cap out totally every single time. Otherwise, they're very difficult to open. Okay, I was kind to myself last time. But if I did this, close it back up, you can already see that ring. Put this back here. It's like glue. The bottles can be so insane to open up. And again, the effect is awesome, but the problem I have with the sheening inks is they're super saturated, so cleaning is tricky. But if you get a pen that's easy to clean and take apart, it's not the end of the world. But it's afterwards. Stuff can be dry for months and they'll still smudge. As you can't see, focus, the sheen on this stuff is pretty intense. It's just going nuts. And the stuff over here, it's still wet, but you can see the sheen is already showing through on there. So it looks neat. If you could see it, holy cow. It looks neat. The effect is neat, but the whole cleanup is just, to me, it's not worth it. And so it's not just the KWZ I'm beating up on here. It's the whole category of the super sheeny inks. I don't mind a little bit of sheen. And it does look neat when it's a super sheener, but the cleanup, the mess, the smudging, all of that, to me, forget it. I'll just take an ink with a nice little bit of shading. Speaking of which, I came back up to the sky blue and just gave you a couple little doodles there so you can see that's a nice little bit of shading there. Lovely ink, way better than the Kon-Peki, at least for me. Now, again, to recap, if a bunch of these are your favorites and you can't believe it, Doodlebud just crapped all over your favorite inks, whatever, no big deal. I'd love to hear from you down below, though, in the comments. Which are your most disappointing inks, your disappointinks, if that's a word. Anyways, if you like this video, thumbs up is great. Subscribe is better. Join is even better. I'm going to grind a couple nibs. Let me show you real quick. One of them will be this Pelican pen. It has a nice little gold nib on it. I'm going to give it a proper oblique treatment because the oblique that it came with, I don't think is up to the task. So if you don't want to miss that video, you want to see me do it, I'll record it. Be sure you stay tuned because we'll catch you next time.